Now let's come up with a general formula for calculating the number of elements in X intersection Y in terms of these three numbers. So instead of 50, let me just call it n of X union Y, whatever that value is. The number of elements in R1 and R2 together would just be the number of elements in the set X, and the number of elements in R2 and R3 together would be the number of elements in the set Y. So if we subtract the second equation from the first equation, we'll get the number of elements in R3 to be n of X union Y minus n of X. This is the number of elements in R3. And then we can use the third equation to calculate what the number of elements in X intersection Y is, because that's just the value of this variable. So the number of elements in region R2 would be the right hand side minus this value n of R3, which is calculated to be this. So number of elements in X union Y minus the number of elements in X. So this is the number of elements in Y minus the number of elements in X union Y plus the number of elements in X. And the number of elements in region R2 is just the size of the set X intersection Y. So we can say in general that the number of elements in X intersection Y will be the number of elements in X plus the number of elements in Y minus the number of elements in X union Y. Or writing it in a slightly different way, we can say that the number of elements in X union Y, bringing it on the left hand side, is equal to, the right hand side has n of X plus n of Y, and we'll take this on the right hand side, so it will be minus n of X intersection Y. So if you examine this equation, it makes complete intuitive sense as well. If we want to count how many elements are there in these two sets together, we have to take the number of elements in the set X, add the number of elements in the set Y to it, but we have to subtract out the number of elements in the region of overlap, because these elements would have been counted twice when we added n of X and n of Y. So in order to address the fact that they have been double counted, we have to subtract them out once. And when we subtract them out once, we are essentially subtracting the number of elements in X intersection Y, which is the region of overlap. So we can say that the number of elements in X union Y will be the sum of the number of elements in the two sets individually minus the number of elements in the region where they overlap. And this is to resolve the double counting.